What's up, Jeff? Happy Thursday. Hello to Matthew. Happy Thursday. What time does the Red Sox Yankees game start? It's got to be getting close, I would imagine. Sean the Jedi Master. Can't stay, but have a good day. You're a poet. You didn't know it. Appreciate you stopping by, Sean. Enjoy whatever it is you're about to do. Hello to Sydney Cat. Happy Thursday. Yay, spell backwards is yay. You know what I say? 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. Okay. When I left, the Cubs were ahead 3-0 with only, they got to get six more out. So looks like the Cubs are about to advance, hopefully. My my preseason prediction before the season started was Astros Cubs World Series, but obviously that's not going to happen. But now I changed it to the Red Sox Cubs World Series. So would like to see that. But shout out to all y'all from around the 50 states. I didn't bring the cards with me today. I started to bring. I have a card I was thinking about sending out for a autograph request, but I never have. But it's of John McClane, the guy that sings American Pie. Today's his birthday, so I was going to bring that, but I couldn't find it. But today is his birthday, and who else? Sting from the Police's birthday is today. Red Sox pitching a rookie, making his fifth career start. Yeah, there's been a lot of in this playoffs. I've been noticing hardly any starters have been going that long. They've been using pretty much all the bullpen. Hello to Jim, NFL 7. Yeah, everybody sing along. And we were singing bye bye American Pie. Drove my Chevy. Well, I didn't drive my Chevy, I'm walking. Ty Saw, hello. You don't have to win your division to win the World Series, Jim. The Florida / Miami Marlins have never won their division, and they've won 2 World Series. I didn't really have a lot on my mind to talk about today. I guess one of the things that crossed my mind was because of social media and advancements in technology. Pretty much we're all reachable, right? Like right now, you're reaching me, I'm reaching you. Kind of makes me think of Sweet Caroline. But so we're all reachable, but I was thinking about, are we all teachable? Because I believe being teachable is one of the most important things in our life. The willingness to learn, and not think you get to a certain point where you've gathered it all that you need. Really, every day is a chance to learn, to grow. Hello to stats. Stats spelled backwards is stats. Ba, ba, ba. Zach's Collections, hello. I was hoping you was going to open some Telly Savalas today, a little Kojak action. But you can't always get what you want. I just want to make sure it's not a cojection. We don't want him to get ejected out of the box. We want him to, somewhere down the road, we want to see Telly's bald head. Yeah, I haven't been out for a walk in a while, Jim. I had to get out today. I didn't really feel like it today. But sometimes you just have to make yourself. Hello to Troy. Happy Thursday. Yeah, I was watching that Jeff with Dansby Swanson. He was definitely a vacuum. He was making all the plays. Anybody want to learn anything about a particular American state? Just let me know. Or if you want me to shout out your state, might have time to read one before it gets dark here. The breeze feels good. We've got a little breeze going on. It's usually in the 90s, but today it's pretty much been in the 80s all day, so it's been a little bit cooler today than usual. Matthew Pitsley says New Hampshire. That's a new one. I don't think I've ever read of New Hampshire. And that's cool because that's what's on my heart today is just being teachable, So maybe we don't know, I don't know a lot about New Hampshire, but here we go. There's New Hampshire. Known for its skiing. Mount Washington. We got Concord, Manchester, and Nashua, if I'm saying that right. Nashua. Maple syrup producer. Oh, I love covered bridges. We've talked, another state I think showed covered bridges. I love covered bridges. We have some in Alabama. I've been to a couple, I think, in Alabama. But there's a state flag. The state capital of New Hampshire is Concord. It became the 9th state, June the 21st, 1788. The state motto is live free or die. The state animal, as is a lot of states, is the white-tailed deer. The state flower is the pink lady slipper. State tree is the white birch. State fruit, how appropriate for October, is the pumpkin. And the state amphibian is the spotted newt. New Hampshire, known as the Granite State, don't take it for granted. For its many granite hills and quarries, is one of the original 13 colonies. New Hampshire was first named North Virginia, then New England, and then finally New Hampshire. Although a small state, it has over 40,000 miles of rivers and streams. The White Mountains take up almost 25% of New Hampshire. There you can see up to 130 miles away on a clear day from the top of 6,288 foot Mount Washington. So Mount Washington is over a mile high. A mile and what? 1,000. Matthew lives in New Hampshire. That's cool. Well, you're the first person I remember saying they're from New Hampshire. So I'll write you down. Appreciate you stopping by, Matthew. So shout out to Matthew in New Hampshire. What was the other state? Oh, Vermont. That's right, Vermont. Oh, the wind about blew Vermont away. There we have Vermont. State capital is the plane, boss. The plane. Vermont. Back to Vermont. Yeah, I always thought it'd be cool to go to all 50 states. I've, I'm not even, I can't even keep up with how many I've been to, but it's less than 20. I haven't been to half of the United States. Um, let's see, Vermont. State capital is Montpelier. It became the 14th state March the 4th, 1791. Jeff has been to 31 states. That's cool. I've been in the teens, I guess, maybe 20 at the most. And I've been to Mexico's the only other country I've ever been to. But the state animal of Vermont is the Morgan horse. The state bird is the hermit thrush. The state flower is the red clover. The state insect is the honeybee. The state tree is the sugar maple, and the state butterfly is the monarch. And Share Bear is just passing through. Have a blessed night. Thank you, Share Bear. I hope you have a blessed night too. Well, I think it was Three Dog Night said they'd never been to Spain. Let's see. There's the cities in Vermont. There's the horse. There's the butterfly. Vermont is the largest producer of maple syrup in the United States. If you like maple syrup, good chance that it came from Vermont. I love maple syrup. Did you know the first postage stamp used in the United States was made in Brattleboro in 1846? The name Vermont comes from two French words, vert, which means green, and mont, which means mountain. Dairy, so it means green mountain. Dairy farming and tourism are Vermont's major industries. Tourists visit Vermont to see leaves turn red, golden, and amber in the fall, and to see snow-covered mountains in the winter. Vermont produces more maple syrup than any other state. Being one of the coldest states in the country, Vermont sometimes is too chilly for snow in the winter. The air becomes too cold and cannot hold the moisture that makes snow. So there you have it. So we learned a little bit about the two states there. Taffy apple, is it a caramel or caramel? Some people say caramel, I say caramel, but those caramel apples. But since we learned a couple of things about states, I mean, you may have already knew all that, I didn't. But, you know, like I said, every day is an opportunity to learn. And my devotional for today is Proverbs chapter 9, verse 9, which says, instruct the wise and they will be wiser still. Yeah, with peanuts, definitely. Troy's making burgers. Do you deliver, Troy? I know some of the best hamburgers I ever had was in Texas, and steaks too. I think the biggest steak I ever ate was in Texas. But my devotional is titled Remaining Teachable in God, October the 2nd, 2025 edition, this Thursday. It says, after Kat learned she was pregnant, she dropped out of high school to care for her daughter. 15 years later, Kat was a working mother of 3 who dreamed of becoming a licensed beautician. With humility and tenacity, she became a student again in a free GED support program. It was humbling to go back to school after so long. This program changed my life, Kat said. My teacher was amazing and offered so much encouragement. And a little encouragement will go a long way. So it's good to hear, when people get encouraged. Hello to Nicholas Woodall. Thank you for stopping by. Happy Thursday. Remaining teachable may be one of the most difficult things we can do. The Bible speaks of having a teachable heart that is open to God's wisdom. The poetry of Proverbs paints a picture of two women calling out to passerby. Wisdom and folly, Proverbs chapter 9. Those who listen to wisdom receive correction with grace. They add to their learning and become even wiser. They habitually walk in the way of insight and seat themselves at wisdom's table for instruction. Their obedience leads to a full life. In contrast, those who listen to folly hate being corrected or criticized. So, that's a question I guess we need to ask ourselves is, do we like to be corrected and criticized? And no, you shouldn't like to be criticized, but I'm talking about constructive criticism, which is good for you. We all need correction and we all need, constructive criticism. But the question is, are we teachable? Hello to Aries World. Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. In contrast, those who listen to folly hate being corrected or criticized. They insult anyone who tries to instruct them. Humility comes from fearing God, acknowledging that He is the Holy One and we're not. It's not easy to stay teachable, but it also brings freedom to admit we don't know it all and we still need help. Wisdom calls to us, but the question that remains is, how will we respond? So what is your default reaction to criticism? And when I say criticism, I'm talking about constructive criticism. And how could a humble response lead to growth and victory? And then the prayer that goes with this is, receiving instruction doesn't always come naturally to me, wise Father, but I trust your ways. And every day is an opportunity to grow, to learn. One of my favorite portions of Scripture, 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 16, it talks about all Scripture is given by inspiration to God. It means it's God breathed. He spoke it. He's the source of the Bible. No man is. Man just wrote it down, but God, is the author. And he said the four things it's good for. He says it's good for doctrine. And like I said, we need to be teachable. And where do people that get taught learn from? They learn from doctrine or teaching from a teacher. And so doctrine, it says reproof, and reproof is showing you where you're wrong. And like if you've ever played sports, when you play in sports, you need a coach that's telling you what you're doing wrong so that you can make it right and get better. And that's what the Word of God does. It shows us where we're wrong, but it's not a coach is bad and just tells you all your faults, but it tells you how you can make things right. And that's what a good coach does. So it's good for doctrine, it's good for reproof, showing us where we're wrong, but then it's good for correction, how to make things right. And it's good for instruction in righteousness. That's how to live every day. We don't come into the world knowing how to live. We just come into the world living. We don't come into the world knowing how to live. And God gives us, instructions in righteousness. Yeah, I mean, we should reject all criticism that's negative, but I'm talking about, constructive. That hindsight's 2020 when somebody gives you that criticism and you look back and you say, "Man, I need it." Kind of like I compare it to like a spanking. That when I was a kid, I never enjoyed spankings. What's the point of spankings when you're a kid? But looking back, as you get older, you say, "Man, I needed that, and it taught me a lot." But pride, is something we have to battle. That says, I don't need instruction, I don't need guidance, I don't need correction, I don't need constructive criticism. I'm all right. But humility will get you to that place where you realize you don't know it all and you need help, you need guidance, you need, some direction, as we all do. Whataburger spicy ketchup. I love that, Troy. That's good stuff right there. When is Aries coming to Texas again? I remember him saying he was coming, but 3-1. San Diego has base runners on first and second. Uh oh. Is that the ninth inning? Went out in the ninth inning. Hello to Selden Barissa. Appreciate you stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Happy Thursday. Or if it's Friday where you're at, happy Friday. Happy whatever day it is for you. Pitch and change, all right. 10-21. That's getting close. What, today's the second, so that's 3 weeks. Less than 3 weeks. I used to be big on spicy stuff, but as I've got older, I guess my taste buds have changed, and I'm not as big on spicy as I used to be. But I do like the spicy ketchup from Whataburger. Whataburger. Have you ever been to Texas before, Aries? Yeah, we have a lot of Whataburgers in Alabama. I can be at one in about 10 minutes. The stars at night shine big and bright. Clap, 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 clap. Deep in the heart of Texas. Hey, when you come to Texas though, areas you need to bring you like an umbrella to make your own shade because they don't have no trees. That's what I learned when I was in Texas. I was like, man, it's super hot. Where's all the trees at? I remember seeing longhorn, a lot of longhorns, and a lot of windmills. Well, you need to recruit Whataburger to come to Rhode Island. Hello to Switchback Texan. Good evening. Hope you're doing well. Happy Thursday. Once, twice, three times a Whataburger. I'm trying to think of what my favorite thing to eat at Whataburger is. Dairy Queen is awesome. That's right. If that's what DQ stands for, Dairy Queen. I have a lot of we don't have one anymore in my town that closed, but remember a lot of fond memories going there after church. Cubs win. All right. Go Cubs. Hello to Chilo. Yeah, I could hear Harry Carey saying Cubs win. Hello to Story Time with Uncle Bill. I I wore my Todd Light tonight. And when I say that, I think there used to be a football player play for the Rams. He played college ball at Notre Dame. Uh, I think he was a defensive back, seems like, but his name was Todd Light. So I got the light that Todd gave me, but I got the Todd Light tonight. Although the moon is helping out. Uncle Bill says I'm walking to Whataburger. I need to, but I'm going in the wrong direction. What a burger. stars at night are big and bright. Shake Shack. I never heard of Shake Shack. I've heard of Steak and Shake. Hello to Biz. Appreciate you stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Glad you rung the bell. That is really swell. But happy Thursday to Biz. Hello to Fran. Shake Shack. If you see a sign at the end of the road that says 15 miles to the Steak Shack, um, sorry. Did everybody have cooler weather today? Like I said, we had probably 10 degrees cooler today than it's normally the norm today. $64 for a high. Wow, that's like 20 degrees cooler than here. Uncle Bill went swimming at the beach. Sounds like fun. I saw Troy was playing with the jellyfish. Fran asked, how was my day? I felt pretty blah today. I haven't felt good. I really didn't feel like going walking today, but I haven't been walking in a long time. So I was like, I got to get it. I got to make, it's one of those days where you just make yourself, you know. How is Fran doing today? Yeah, going outside always makes me feel better for the most part. Other than, like, you know, sometimes I have allergy problems with being outside, but I'll take that, you know. Nothing beats being outside to me. So that was my topic for tonight, Fran, about uh, since you mentioned homeschooling, learning. You know, every day is an opportunity for us to learn, a learning opportunity. Chilo, hey. Chilo, are you a Padres or Dodgers fan? Or either one of those? I know the Padres just got eliminated and the Dodgers just advanced. Geography, social studies, Arizona. Reading and writing. But I thought there was no Arizona. That's what that country singer said, anyhow. I've been to Arizona, though, so I can't say there is no Arizona. Um, Hello to Akari SL. Happy Thursday. Yankees pitcher is throwing 101 miles per hour. Good evening to Anthony Chihuahua. Chihuahua is another one of those words that makes me smile. You know, you feeling kind of down, like I was talking about kind of a blah day today. Just say Chihuahua a couple of times, it'll make you feel better. And I've been talking about, the importance to learn, as we go through life. I would say probably a word that I struggle with on the spelling, the accurate spelling, is Chihuahua. So just looking at y'all, look at Anthony's name there, embedded in your mind. There may be a pop quiz later. Yeah, Dodgers are going to be hard to beat, but I don't think they're going to win it. The thing I like, out of the 12 final teams, 3 of the 12 have never won the World Series, which I think is cool. It stinks that my Astros ain't in it, but even though I want the Cubs to win it all, they're one of my second favorite teams. But I'm glad that the Mariners are, going to have a chance to win their first World. They've never been to a World Series, so that'd be cool if they get to go. Um, and then the Padres, which they didn't make it, but they've been to 2 World Series and they have never won a World Series. And then the Brewers have only been to one. Uh, the Brewers have only been to 1 World Series and they didn't win that one. So there was 3 teams out of the final 12 that have never won a World Series. I'm, I'm watching traffic, so I didn't get to see all y'all's comments, but it's very interesting what y'all are saying. Now pitching for the Red Sox, Connolly Early. I don't guess I've watched enough Red Sox games to know who that is. Hello to nobody really. Hello to Ken C. I believe Ken C is a Red Sox fan as well. Akari asks anybody a hockey fan. I'm a hockey fan. Ken C says he is. I know Jeff is. And I think we all like the Bruins. 3 Bruins fans in the same chat. That's interesting. He must be pretty good though if it's only his 5th start and he's in a very important game. Yeah, hockey season, today's the 2nd, the season starts the 7th. So only 5 days away from regular season. Well, you can have a Boston Terrier on any place on the face of the earth. It's not limited to one city or state. Chilo likes the LA Kings. Oh, yeah, I forgot there was an NFL game tonight. Who's playing? 49ers and who? '49ers Rams. Full moon in 4 days. That's cool. It's a full moon now. You just can't see it all. It's always a full moon. What are you talking about, Anthony? That's funny that there's people in here that's from Texas and it's like you can drive through the whole state of Texas and it takes like forever. And then Rhode Island, the opposite. Yeah, it's always a full moon. You know, I think we'd be in trouble if like part of it fell off. It's a small world, unless you're one like I am, and then it's really big. It's long. But I love all the different small world stories. That's pretty cool. Millions of people online, and I find someone 20 minutes down the road. Yeah, that's funny. Cool. That song did cross my mind, Aries, but hey Jim, here's a little words of wisdom. Never tell people you hate a certain song, because as soon as you do, they'll sing it to you. Oh man, cue the Thriller music. Well, good night, everybody. I just want to remind everybody. I hope you have a great October. I know it's early in October. What, the second day of October? Just want to let everybody know. I hope you have a great October. Um, and just want to remind everybody that I love everybody. I don't hate anybody. And it's all because of somebody who died for me. But good night, God bless, and thank y'all for stopping by. Always means a lot. Enjoy talking to y'all. I know I haven't been the most talkative tonight, but that's usually the case of me. I'm not the most talkative person, but I do enjoy talking to people, and haven't felt the best today, but it helped me to get out and to get to talk to y'all. So I hope y'all have a great um, October remainder, great Thursday remainder, and like I said, I hope to see y'all again somewhere down the road. But good night and God bless y'all. And um, hello to Kevin. I see you stopped by. I appreciate you stopping by. But good night.